So yeah, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the trading process, a daily life trading session where we go through the financial markets. Not only that, we also tackle some personal and mindset issues that might hinder your performance or reaching your peak in the financial markets. As always, we normally start with a quote. I've been posting some quotes on my socials for a while now, just to give you guys what goes on in this head, because sometimes people think the profitability is just strategy. Sometimes it's the mindset. How do I perceive the markets and my daily routines as well? So yeah, this quote goes: set up a rainy day fund and live below your means so that you don't get involved in stupid trades because you need the money. Desperation has never served anyone in business and anywhere else. This is so true. I think some of you guys would agree with this. Desperation has never served anyone. Anytime you're desperate, do not make a decision. It's like anytime you're happy, anytime you're angry, do not make any decision there. You'll regret it, trust me. What is a rainy day fund? A rainy day fund, it is, you see, it's some funds that you're gonna set aside, money that you do not need now, because rainy days are coming. You might need that money to to get yourself some shelter or some cover, if you may. Why do you need a rainy day fund? It's because one of the reasons, this once again, comes from experience from the fund managers that I'm coaching. Once again, the fact that someone gets funded 100,000, 500,000 US dollars, 1 million, the biggest portfolio manager that I'm coaching has 3.8 million US dollars. So sometimes you find that these guys get that amount of funds, but they keep on making or taking trades that are not worth it. Why? Because they want to make some money. They want to make some money to pay bills at the end of the month. So I always advise them to set up a rainy day fund. Um, for instance, some of them, because from month to month, performance is not the same, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you find that this guy managed to pull out 30,000 US dollars from the market. It doesn't mean take a trip to Dubai immediately, spend 10K and save the 20K so that should the market not give you enough opportunities following month, you're still good to survive that month so that you don't get involved in those stupid trades. It is very, very important. And living below your means, I do that. It's just that I don't get personal. Otherwise, I'll show you guys where where I live, my conditions, and it's because I'm stacking for the future. And I always say this to young men who are coming into this industry: it's gonna cost you more money to look rich than actually becoming rich. I've seen it. I've seen it. So it's very important to take care of your money. I mean, if you can't take care of your money outside trading, how will you be able to manage your money when it comes to trading, right? And also, do not trade to pay bills. Trade opportunities when they are available. Do not force things, right? So we have a watch list for today. I've put it on the chart section. We're going to look at the dollar index as usual. That's where we start because the dollar influences most of the financial markets or the different asset classes. We're going to look at the dollar against the Swiss franc. We're going to look at pound USD, otherwise known as cable. We're going to look at the euro against the Kiwi, euro NZD, that is. We're going to look at US oil. Maybe in your platform, it is represented as Western Texas oil. USWTI or oil WTI, it's the same thing. We're also going to look at Ethereum. So I try to cover almost all asset classes, or maybe let me say 3 asset classes. We have an index, which is DXY, of course. We have more currencies. We have a commodity, which is US oil. We have a crypto. Yeah, pretty much that's it. I think let's jump onto the markets. As usual, once again, starting at trading economics. Why trading economics? You need to understand what's going on out there. Does that mean I trade the news? No, I don't trade the news. Why? Because as much as I'm an engineer, I also did some courses on finance. I understand what the drop in European stocks or the increase in interest rates means for a particular currency. But you do not know when the buyer or seller is going to act on that information, which is why I focus on the charts. And if you look at it, I was mentored by someone who was working in the Chicago Mercantile Stock Exchange in the 1990s by the name of Sam Saden. He said to me, the one thing that every investor, every market maker, every bank, every trader in their bedroom has access to, it is the chart. Me and you can't afford $5,000 a month to pay Bloomberg so that we can get news at an instant when Donald Trump was there was an attempt on his life. We cannot pay that much. Some of our accounts are not even $1,000, right? That is not to shame anyone, but that is to say you cannot be in every boardroom where the big decisions are being made, but you can see on the charts once these guys are making transactions. And that's what we do. We follow their footprints of institutions. By the way, we do not trade like banks. We do not have the human capital. We do not have the balance sheets they have. We do not have the algorithms they use, the hedging strategies they use. We do not trade like them, but we can identify their footprints on the markets, right? So European stocks mixed. So basically, there's not they're in an indecision. In a candlestick format, it will be a doji, right? So stocks in Europe open higher, but soon cut most of the gains to trade flat to lower on Tuesday following strong gains in the previous session. Traders focus on earnings reports, including SAP, LVMH, and Thales. Those are stocks. At the same time, the political situation in the US remains in the spotlight as Kamala Harris secures enough delegates for Democratic nomination. Some of you guys are not aware that Joe Biden, the current president of the United States, has dropped out of the presidential campaign due to some sicknesses. We do not know how true is that. Seems like there's a big political game being played. Yeah, there's always a political game being played. Yeah, Singapore inflation rate lowest near 3 year lows, a negative for the Singapore dollar, obviously. Dutch consumer mood falls to 5-month low. The Dutch economy is part of the euro economy, hence the drop that you saw earlier. Copper extent losses in China demands concerns. Lots of negative news coming from China this month. Also, we saw the GDP coming at a very, very low value. Brent, which is UK oil, stabilizes US stockpile data AI. So there's going to be data on the US oil reserves later on. Yen extend gains on Bank of Japan rate high spreads. So Japanese yen is gaining some strength. We will look at that as well. South Korea producer inflation peaks up to 15-month high. Asian economy, really, you really can't tell what's going on these days, but we will look at a chart, of course. Let's look at the Forex Factory calendar to see what high impact news we ought to have this week. Today being a Tuesday, nothing really much. This is one of my favorite days because I get into trades without maybe, let me say, the fear of what is Jerome Powell going to say that might take my trade the other direction. So yeah, pretty much let's get into the charts, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to close my WhatsApp here. It keeps on popping up, disturbing me. All right, I think we're good now. More high impact news coming tomorrow, especially on the euro. French flash manufacturing PMI, German flash manufacturing PMI. So more manufacturing news coming out tomorrow, and later on the Bank of Canada monetary policy report. It is expected that the interest rate is going to drop by 0.25. We'll see that tomorrow. Let's get on to the charts, ladies and gentlemen. You remember last week we had this on the Nasdaq. It is still a valid trade, ladies and gentlemen. It is still moving. To be honest with you, I didn't get involved with this one. However, I was involved with the euro, the buy that was happening somewhere here. But let us stick to today's watch list. First things first, let us look at the dollar index. dollar index. I'm going to expand the chart to full screen mode so that we can all see. Is everyone fine at this moment? So this was last week focus. Last week's focus on the dollar index. It's a new week. I normally erase everything and start afresh. Right. Let us look at the monthly time frame. What is happening on the DXY on a monthly time frame? We're bearish. Let's check on a weekly. Why do we go through these higher time frames? We want to see the direction of the market. We're bearish on a weekly as well. Let's look at daily. It might be the opposite, a bit bullish, right? With that said, I would look at this as maybe fair value. What is fair value? This is where everyone likes to trade. This is how the market works, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the market pushing down and then consolidation and a push further down. So most people lose money here. This is fair value. This is balanced price, right? Probably at 105,400. This is where everyone was happy trading at. Where we want to get into trades, it is at the extreme levels right here when the big trends begin, right? We want to get in here. That is what I do. Go check my Instagram screenshots. That is how I get those low risk and high reward setups that helps me make money, even on the days where I'm going through losing streaks, right? Okay, so with that said, out on the US dollar, I had mentioned last week, I still strongly believe that we have to come back to 105, ladies and gentlemen. That is where I'm going to be making major decisions based on the dollar. Basically, I'm going to be selling the dollar here. And remember what we looked at earlier in the news, right? When it was said there's still a lot of uncertainty on the US dollar based on what on Biden dropping out of the presidential campaign, on Trump, the assassination on Trump. So investors are still not sure what's the potential direction of the dollar. Hence, we're seeing this. This is a consolidation. So whatever happens on the fundamental side, you're going to see it on the charts. You just need to know how to translate that information into the chart, period. So right, I'm still expecting for us to come to 105. But there might be some day trading opportunities that will be available. We will see that. Now let us jump on to USD CHF. Is everyone happy with the dollar index? Now also to mention what I try to do with the sessions, or this level from last week health. What I try to do with these sessions, it is to give you guys a broader picture of the market so that you can probably apply your own discretion. All right. Let's look at the monthly time frame, USD CHF, the dollar against the Swiss franc. We're bearish. Let's look at a weekly. Oh God. We had this problem even last week, yeah? Not again, USD CHF. There we go, dollar Swiss franc. So we are bearish on a monthly, bullish on a weekly. So there's not much alignment here, but I want to give you an idea based on the dollar, right? So there's a correlation strategy. Speaking of that, there's an upcoming webinar where I'm going to be talking about the correlation strategy, how we use that to time the markets. Please pay attention to my socials. I'm also going to post it on the groups. All right. To me, it's bearish, right? But just like the US dollar, we're still stuck here because USD CHF move pretty much in the same direction as the DXY. So we had that big seller here coming in. So we need to see some buyers pushing up before we can commit in a selling position. So somewhere in this region where the big seller came in, I'm looking to make some sells, right? One would say, isn't it possible to buy while it's pushing up there? Yes, it's possible, but you're on the wrong side of the trade, and it's highly likely that you're gonna lose money. And if you do, it's not my fault. I've been showing you the right way to do this. So yeah, I'll stick to this level above here. Why not this level? Because once again, fair value. This is where everyone is happy trading at. Imagine this was the price of bread, right? Imagine this chart represented the price of bread. You don't want to see your bread at 23 rands, another day at 18 rands, another day at 19, another day at 12 rands. You want to see this price maybe 22, 23, 21. You see, it's balanced, right? So this is where most retail traders trade. Why? Support, resistance. This is where they trade. I do not trade here. I'm a professional. I've learned how to trade with the big institution, and I'm teaching you guys the same thing. So USDCHF, I'm anticipating it to come back to 0.9, and that's a zero figure, ladies and gentlemen. Nice figure. And I'm going to sell. Why would I want to commit here? Because if I'm targeting here, look at the risk reward ratio. Now I'm giving you the secrets again. Put stop losses above that, target this low. A nice one, 11.5 R, meaning you risk 1% here, you come back with 11.5%. Boom, you can even pass a problem challenge with one trade. Why don't traders do that? Apologies for the construction behind me once again. Why traders don't want to commit to such things? Because it takes time to wait for the markets to get there. Because while you're waiting, you're gonna see this guy that you're following on Instagram posting profits. And then what do you say to yourself? Ah, I've missed out on opportunities today. No, wait for your opportunity. If you're gonna trade with me, you will have to be patient. We're patient waiting for the setup. We're also patient waiting for the past setup to play out, and we manage risk accordingly. Let us look at cable. GBP USD. Is everyone okay with USD CHF? Give me a thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna remove last week's. Let's look at cable. GBP USD is also known as cable. This cable. This name comes after there was this cable that connected the London and the US that went through, is it the Atlantic Ocean or the Pacific Ocean? Can't really remember. Right, so on a monthly, we are bullish on a weekly as well. Let's check on a daily. Kind of bearish. But what do I see here? Generally, because the monthly is bullish, I would be anticipating some bullish movements here. Let me check 4 hour. We're pretty much stuck in a consolidation. If you'd ask me, where would I like to commit with this pair? I would say if it comes down here, let it come to 1.28. GBP USD, we're anticipating it to come to 1.28. That's when we're going to commit. GBP USD, we're going to commit around 1.28 and maybe take it up there, right? Why are we not committing here? Once again, this is where the retail traders are trading. They've got support and resistance here. And we know who loses money in the markets. This is not to shame anyone, ladies and gentlemen. It's a fact. I've been working with brokers and institutions. I now coach fund managers, and we see this every day. The data is clear on who loses money and who makes money. And nice, 1:5 or more, you're good there. You risk 1%, you come back with 5%, right? Also, you're not sure that this trade is going to work out in your direction. Hence, you apply risk management, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I hope that is clear. I'm trying to get through this as quickly as possible so that we can cover everything that we have. Let us check Euro Kiwi, Euro NZD. Let's check the Euro against the Kiwi. If there's something that you do not understand, please post a question on the comment section. Right, there we go. Let's check on a monthly. here it looks like there's a nice setup brewing. Okay, we're bullish, very bullish on a monthly. Let's see what's happening on a weekly. We're bullish as well. On a daily, definitely bullish. So this is one of my favorite setups. Why? Because the monthly, weekly, and daily telling you the same thing. Hey, follow the trend, right? So let us step down to a slightly lower time frame, 4 hour. When people ask me what time frame do you trade, it's somewhat a silly question to me. Uh, I use the higher time frame. So sometimes you guys would see me posting setups on a 15 minutes. Doesn't mean that I trade the 15 minutes. I just was able to see it or have that low risk, high reward probability on a 15 minutes. But I am following the, sorry, what have I just done? It happens. Euro. So I do not trade the 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. However, I trade the monthly and the weekly on a 15 minutes. Okay. We were going for 2 hours. Let's see what's happening in 2 hours. Personally, I'd like to see the market come back here. Let me see the market come back to 181. I would commit. On the short term, though, maybe we can see something on a 30 minutes. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We found that the weekly, daily, and the monthly are bullish. Hence, I'm looking for buying opportunities. We're left with 10 minutes of this session. Hopefully, we're going to get through it. Oh, perfect. So, yeah, let it get to 181. I can commit. On the short term, I'm not happy with what I'm going to show you now, ladies and gentlemen, but there are people who like to scalp. So we try to serve almost everyone. On the short term, I would really, really consider the market coming back probably to this consolidation zone. And then you can buy towards the highs. Where is your target? I don't know how high you can go. For me, minimum is 1:5. It's not one of my favorite setups. Let us look at US oil. So there's some more news that are expected on US oil this week. So especially from the US on oil reserves. Remember, supply and demand. The more reserves they have, then we're going to have oversupply and prices are going to drop. All right. I will show you, Kumo. I'll show you, send me a direct message. All right. Bearish on a monthly. US oil is bearish on a monthly. Let us see on a weekly. Bullish, but I am bearish because the higher time frame, which is the monthly, it is bearish, right? So what am I expecting from oil? 2 levels, right? The nearest one to current market price is this one, of course. So going to a 2 hour, I am looking for oil to come up to the levels of $82 per barrel, somewhere up here. And then I'm going to commit. This looks like fair value again to me. So if it does that, also there's another level above that. So probably you can combine the levels like this. This would be a nice risk reward ratio if the sell happens. Look at that. But 1:7, 1:6, 1:7. Nice setup. You do not need to hit these home run trade setups. Okay. So yeah, someone is disturbing me with emails and messages. Get through that later. All right. Let's look at the last pair on our watch list, which is Ethereum. I'm gonna give you guys 5 minutes after that to send me whatever you want us to look at. Ethereum. I trade cryptos. You see, with the strategy that I'm using, it works across all markets. With Ethereum, as you guys can see, I'm still expecting the market to get to those highs, but let me remove those drawings so that we start afresh. Let's check on a monthly. what is happening on a monthly. Monthly we're bullish, weekly, signs of being bearish. I'm gonna follow the high time frame. On a daily, we are bullish as well. So let us drop down to slightly lower time frames. This looks like fair value to me again. If I would commit to this, remember those highs that I was expecting. I'm expecting if it go higher, it goes to the 3,800 Ethereum, 3,800. And on the lower side of things, on a long-term time frame, let us see 3,000 or 3,100 happening. So for me, I do not know whether we are going to start up there and come down, or we're going to start coming down and pushing there. So here, one would calculate, and probably there's thousands of pips in between, and probably there's 1,000 pips. Mazu, you just joined us now. Sorry, mate. Probably there's thousands of pips from here to down there, and one would be like, why don't you commit to the trade? Because it is not in an area that is ideal for my methodology of trading, which trades in line with the financial institutions, big financial institutions. That is, I do not trade like them. I can identify their footprints, however. In the short term, because there are people who like to scalp, let's see if Ethereum can come back to 3,400, and you can get a nice buy. But for me, I don't want to commit. I don't want to regret, because my edge, because our edge is different, right? My edge says I must wait for the extremes, and I'm willing to hold for months, ladies and gentlemen, stress-free. Also, this works well with my schedule. I have quite a busy schedule. So on the short term, you can walk away with a 1:8. Just know that you're risking it though. So that when something happens, you were just trying to see if it works out, right? On a lower time frame, it looks like that. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Otherwise, we're done with today's setup. All right. Kutala says, Max, the way you determine the direction is confusing me. What do you look at? I have learned to look at the overall trend, identifying higher highs and higher lows. Oh yeah, I don't look at that because I focus on current market price. I look at, if I'm on a daily, I'm looking at the current candle. Is it bullish or bearish? If I'm on a weekly, I'm looking at the current candle, not 50 candles, not the previous 50 candles. On a monthly, I'm looking at the current candlesticks. That current candlestick, rather, that's what tells me where the market is going. Fantastic question, by the way. Keep those questions coming in. I love them. I love them. And you guys are an amazing group. The way you're engaging. Last year I had another group, and I ended up stopping doing these sessions because I was just talking to myself. So, and if there is any value that you're getting, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. And some of you guys have my personal number. If you have a question, just drop me a chat on WhatsApp, or something on Mazu has his hand raised, something on the group. Daniel says thanks. Do you do this every day or every week? It is 3 days a week, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Daniel. Make sure that you follow me on the socials. You're gonna see me every day. So this morning, love your stuff, Eddie, or this Eddie. Oh, fantastic, mate, fantastic. This week or today, because we've done the London session, we want to do the US session. Tomorrow we're gonna start with the US session, okay? And then on Thursday we're gonna start with London session. So we're just gonna alternate. I honestly want to do everything. Hopefully, when some of you guys are competent enough, you're going to help me with doing the sessions when I'm having meetings elsewhere. Mazu says, good morning, brother. Can you